What's up guys, it's Zach and Ine from Roll Wild Hearts here, and today we are going to show you the top hikes in Kananaskis country.
Yeah, we lived in Canmore for a whole summer and did a lot of these hikes basically every other day. So yeah, we really enjoyed it and hopefully you enjoy this video. So here are the best hikes in Kananaskis country from our perspective. We'll count down the top 10 in order of our favorite. For each hike, we've included the difficulty level, distance, and time it took to complete. First up, we have Grassy Lakes. This was the 10th best hike in Kananaskis country, and it's perfect for hikers of all abilities. Located only 10 minutes from Canmore Town Center, it's a great option if you're looking for a short hike to do in the area, but still be amazed by beautiful lake colors. It only takes about 20 to 30 minutes to get to the lakes themselves from the trailhead. Make sure to go during midday to catch the light on the beautiful green lakes before the sun goes down behind the mountains. Coming in at number 9, we have the east end of Rundle Trail. Located in the Spray Valley, this hike takes you to some great viewpoints over the town of Canmore, as well as the jagged Hauling Peak just across the road. You'll see the glorious Whitman's Pond from above, which lies just above Grassy Lakes. The hike is really steep from the start. We felt like we were climbing straight up right when we got on the trail, but the views at the top are worth the effort to get there. The 8th best hike in Kananaskis country is Barrier Lake Trail. This hidden gem is one of the most pleasant hikes in Kananaskis. That's because the elevation gain is relatively slow and steady throughout, which is different from the more standard steep inclines of many hikes in the region. You'll fall in love with the views at the top above Barrier Lake. West Wind Pass is the 7th best hike in Kananaskis in our opinion. The hike winds through a beautiful forest for 3/4 of the time before opening up to some stunning scenery. As the name suggests, it was extremely windy at the top. However, you do have great ridge views with Dead Man's Flats in view from one side and Spray Lake Reservoir on the other. You can even continue up the trail to Wind Tower, but you need much more time to do that as a full day hike. Coming in at number 6, we have the Centennial Ridge hike. This trail offered spectacular views of the valley below and mountain peaks around us. We saw unique rock formations that have evolved over centuries into wild formations on the ridge. We recommend this hike for anyone looking to get away from the crowds for a full day in Kananaskis country and still have expansive mountain views throughout the entire hike. But be aware it took us 8 hours to do this hike because the elevation gain is significant. The 5th best hike in Kananaskis country is Mount Smutwood. This hike is 20 kilometers out and back, and you'll climb almost 1,000 meters. It's not easy by any means, as there is some scrambling involved as well as sheer drop-offs, but the views are outstanding. Another perk of this hike is that there are several grizzly bears that live in the area, and sightings are very common. We saw one grizzly bear on our way out, and other people we also met saw a grizzly near the saddle. As such, that means you should always hike in groups. We recommend doing this hike with at least 4 people for safety. King Creek Ridge is the 4th best hike in Kananaskis, simply for its long, beautiful ridge walk throughout. The hike up is incredibly steep to get to the ridge, so make sure you bring hiking poles. Once you get to the ridge, you'll have some of the most amazing valley views you'll find in the Canadian Rockies. The ridge itself has a very gentle slope up to the end, and you'll have about 30 to 40 minutes of pure ridge walk bliss before the final viewpoint. With steep cliffs on both sides, this hike is not for the faint of heart. The 3rd best hike in Kananaskis is Tent Ridge. This hike is one of the most unique shapes of all the trails you'll find in the Canadian Rockies. It looks like a horseshoe when seen from above, taking you to the edges of beautiful ridges throughout. You'll be greeted at the top with one of the most jaw-dropping lake views you'll find in the entire world, with the expansive Spray Valley Reservoir below you. If you're worried about the cliffs and drop-offs along the standard ridge hike, keep in mind that you can do this trail in reverse by going the counterclockwise from the trailhead. This will allow you to skip the scary ridges and just see the main Spray Valley Reservoir view without much risk at all in terms of height exposure. The runner-up is South Pocatera Ridge. This is because it has the best risk versus reward ratio. The whole hike took us just over 4 hours, and the views from the top over the ridge were stunning. The trail winds, for the most part, through a colorful valley filled with wildflowers, a shallow river, and wildlife like bighorn sheep and bears. It's very peaceful and enjoyable, making for the perfect family or group hike. The final part of the ridge is demanding and very steep, but the 360 views from the top are well worth the effort. Sorel Ridge is the best hike in Kananaskis in our opinion. This trail has a special place in our hearts. Rawson Lake is beautiful in its own right, but the climb up from Rawson to Sorel Ridge is where it really gets interesting. This section crosses prime grizzly habitat and is very steep. Once you get past the steep section, you'll arrive at the ridge and have amazing views of Rawson Lake at one side and Upper Kananaskis Lake on the other.
thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video about the best hikes in Kananaskis country, and we hope that you can take this list with you to the Canadian Rockies and do them yourselves.
And yeah, make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already yet. There's a lot of other videos about these Kananaskis hikes, the individual ones. And make sure as well in the description below you download our free giveaway, which is a Canadian Rockies packing list. So yeah, that's it for this video. We'll catch you on the next adventure.